We are in the pop culture war. Very simple put, we have been fighting this pop culture war actively for at least 5 or 6 years now, since around 2018. I wasn't actively fighting it. I was just some person trying to figure out what can I possibly do. And then in 2021, 2022, when I started the channel, I actively became involved, and I've done my part. We all have done our part the best we can. For a while there, we thought we were losing. We just watched every single thing we loved get burned down to the ground. Star Wars, Star Trek, Doctor Who, everything. And it was terrible. For a while, we thought, how can we possibly win this? Because the way they did it online, the way social media was being controlled at the time, when it was Jack Dorsey Twitter, when Zuckerberg Facebook, with Google and YouTube throttling everything we did, not letting our voices be heard, censoring us, shadow banning, when all that shit was going on, we thought, what can we possibly do to win this? All we can do is just have our little individual selves and try and stay alive and keep the message going. Then something fantastic happened. Well, it wasn't fantastic. It was an ultimate disaster and has cost Amazon billions of dollars. But Rings of Power happened, and that kind of changed everything, you know? Yes, Last Jedi had already split the Star Wars fandom into stans and real fans. That had already happened. But we were still losing left and right. Disney was claiming wins. Everybody thought everything was great, this and that. But then Rings of Power happened. And those epic ratios on the trailers and the specials on YouTube happened. And something changed. People woke up and they realized, wait a minute, our voices can be heard. We can make fun of this stuff. And we've been making fun of everything. We've been pushing back. And the far left commie Marxists, what they did is they overreached. They overreached and they thought they could do more. They thought they could push pronouns, the not so secret agenda. They thought they could go after the kids. One mistake after another was made. And the tide started to turn. The cracks in the juggernaut that we thought Disney was started to form. Every other major company started to collapse. The money starts to dry up. ESG money started to not really be finding its location anymore, not pushing the thing. DEI, we all became aware of it in gaming, and that's what's been going on right now. Pushing back, shining a light on, saying, screw you, AAA game companies who are pushing horrible shit on us, ruining our franchises. It's all been piling up, and honestly, one win after another. And here we are. We're running into 2025, and we're winning. We've known we were winning. We could feel it changing, especially when Elon Musk took over Twitter, made it X, made it someplace where our voices were not censored. It's still an uphill battle on YouTube for people like me who are a small channel. I don't have a lot of reach. I don't have a lot of traction. I am not very popular in the algorithm. But bigger channels like Nerdrotic, like Geeks and Gamers, like Mauler with EFAP, Critical Drinker, all those bigger channels, their voices are being heard. They are breaking into what was legacy and mainstream stuff. And people are seeing what they're saying and they're watching them. And then hopefully it's the classic trickle-down effect. They watch them, hopefully because I'm sort of in that algorithm. They'll check me out. We can grow, do things. We can provide entertainment, organic reflections and reviews. That's what people want. They want real nerd points of views. And that's why we keep winning, because the normies could tell the difference between all the shills I show you all the time and me and the others. They can tell the difference. They'll come back for more. They realize that we're the real deal. We're actual fans of this shit. Passionate fans. It's not anger, it's passion. We give a damn. So we felt it. We knew it. And then suddenly, the election has happened. It went the way we hoped it would. We needed to do to save everything, not just the world, but entertainment. And now, in the aftermath of it, a very interesting quote has surfaced. And we got to remember, we're not dealing with the smartest people here who were a part of Kamala's campaign. And I'm sorry to say, get a little political here, but in order to tell this story, we have to do. We're at Breitbart. Kamala Harris Deputy campaign manager admits left is losing the culture war. And subsequently, the pop culture war as well. It's all one thing. The pop culture war is just a segment of it. Without that, we wouldn't be able to actually get in there and make our voices heard. But let's read this a little bit. A prominent figure in the Harris's failed presidential campaign has admitted that the left is losing the culture war, citing wokeism as a major factor. Though he also appeared hesitant to be too critical of woke culture. They're still afraid of being canceled. That's the thing. You, me, everybody that congregates under our tree, we are not afraid to be canceled because you know what? We're not cancelable. You can't cancel me. I don't answer to anybody but you in the chat. You are subscribers, viewers, fans, passionate ones. You're the only people I answer to. And as long as you hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, watch the videos, and join me every week and wherever I do stuff, you're the only people I answer to. You're the only people I care about. I do not care what weirdos say. But a guy like Quentin Fulks, great name, he still cares. He served as a deputy campaign manager, made the acknowledgement during the most recent episode of Pod Save America. I have no idea what that is, which featured several campaign advisors performing a post-mortem analysis of the unsuccessful bid for the White House. During the podcast, Folks said politics and culture are converging like we've never seen, but added the left-wing cancel culture has prevented Democrats from having open discussions about it, yet you are still afraid. And that's just the thing. Cancel culture is the reason you're losing because people like Gina Carano, people like every other person who had a free thought, who just had a differing opinion, but wanted to still show up and go to work and do their job, they were not allowed to have that free thought unless you were a zombie, unless you got that download, unless you stiffed the ass and said, thank you, sir, I love that smell. Unless you did that, you were not allowed to exist. You had to be canceled, thrown out, have your livelihood stripped away. That is what they wanted to do. And you know what? The normies, the true population of the world, the normies who run everything, who make sure the world goes round, they saw cancellation and they said, what the hell is even that? Who are you to cancel somebody for having a thought that maybe I have? Who are you to do that on your little social media account with your flags and your pronouns and your bios? Who are you to do that? That is what has them losing it. And a guy like this is realizing it. Democrats are eating our own to a very high degree. And until that stops, we're not going to be able to address a lot of things that just need to be said. And like for the masculinity piece of it, men don't like people that apologize. No, I like people that apologize when they're wrong. When I'm wrong, I apologize all the time when I'm wrong. There's nothing wrong with an apology. But you have to be wrong. You have to admit it. And the problem is, everybody on that side of the argument, they won't admit they're wrong because their ideology is their life. And if they admit their ideology doesn't work, then they have to admit they've wasted their life. They've wasted everything for pushing the commie Marxist far left agenda. Because that's what this is. Don't get me wrong. I mean, don't misunderstand me. That's the way to put it. Don't misunderstand me. The pronouns, the gender shit, that's just a tool of commie Marxism. It's a way to control the population. They want to craft a population that's easily manipulated and controlled and indoctrinated. It's just a tool. They don't actually care. It's just, and for the longest time, the people with the flags in their bios and the pronouns in their bios, they're a loyal, frothing at the mouth, deranged army who just need to be pointed in a direction and they will cancel and destroy. But the problem is, as this idiot revealed, and he doesn't know he's revealing it, but that's the weakness of commie Marxism. Purity tests will always happen. If you do not prescribe to the dominant version, if you differ ever so slightly like J.K. Rowling does, then here come the purity Gestapo to root you out and destroy and cancel you. Purity tests. Stalin purity tested all his rivals and killed them all. Every single one of them. That's how it always works. That is the inherent nature of commie Marxism. They will always turn on each other because it's always about power and control. Let's keep going. Trump does not apologize. If he says something, he means it. And his party stands behind him and they don't make him backtrack it. And that type of infrastructure doesn't exist. We also are getting creamed online. So many ways to take that term. Yes, we're looking at destiny right now. Ugh. Oh, but he added, I think one of the things about how even in the states that we're not playing in, it bleeds over. The Republicans have a well-tuned, well-oiled, well-invested echo chamber that exists beyond what they're campaigning. That's the thing. It's not an echo chamber. It's just normal people talking. Normal people talking and resonating with their normal values. The values you're pushing. Pronouns, flags, gender, all that shit. It's not normal. And it's taken over. It is at the forefront of everything you're doing because you bent the knee to that, and now it's destroying you, and good riddance. Good riddance. Let it burn down. They're just going to go on and talk more about this stuff, and they don't understand that this guy doesn't understand that the monster you created was always going to turn on you. Because wokeism is not, it's not a thing. It's only a thing when applied by radicals. It was just a term at one point to waking up to certain Black societal differences. But then it got co-opted into, if you do not agree with what we say in our ideological sense, you will be canceled. If you do not agree with all this stuff that we slam in there with gender and pronouns and sexuality and all this shit, you will be canceled. It's not about, this is just woke. No, it's about, no, you're trying to indoctrinate children. You're trying to change society through your messaging. And the problem is, the commie Marxists thought this would be a great tool. Get the kids, get them while they're young. Problem is, and I gotta say we who are the media now, we got a hold of it. And we shone a big, bright sunlight torch on it. And the normies said, oh, hell no. And they were rejected. So we are winning the culture war. And they've admitted it, but they don't even realize why. They're still ready to adhere to what they believe with commie Marxism. They don't understand that the revelations of what you stand for have been rejected. And it will be rejected. Because people, honestly, just want to be left alone. Want to be left alone to enjoy their lives, make their money, protect their families, and relax. And that is why they're losing the pop culture war. They realize it. They just don't completely realize why. And it's funny to see them scramble for it. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you enjoyed the video, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. Check out my gaming channel at Renaissance Nerd Arcade, and follow me on X Twitter under @TheRedNerd. Thanks again for watching. Take it easy.